All right. I'll say this about, you need to know something. There's a CBS headline. This is fairly local too, but hang in there. I think this needs to be said. There's a CBS headline, and it offers a great lesson for all of you. It has nothing to do with the freeze. It has nothing to do with Spencer Cronk, but it does have to do with local government, which is kind of, I think you need to know this. You need to appreciate it because I think people are often confused, and nobody is from here, so you really just don't understand. I'm going to explain this to you. There's a headline, CBS Austin offers a great lesson for all of you. And it says, advocacy groups push back against TxDOT, that's Texas Department of Transportation, I35 expansion. Now, that sounds boring. It sounds like, well, who cares? What's the point here, Ward? I'm going to tell you what the point is, and it's a big deal. I'm not saying it's going to change anytime soon because we're probably about 35 to 40 years behind, but it's something you kind of need to hear to appreciate. This is coming from one of the 5 Austinites, okay? There's only 5 of us, maybe 4. We did this to you. Just so you know, it was all kind of on purpose. And here's the answer. Does I-35 through Austin need expanding? Duh. Absolutely. It's a freaking parking lot and has been so for 20-something years. So I'm going to help you understand because you should be confused. The 99% of you that have been here, 5 years or less or whatever that number is. The expansion is a fight legally by 3 advocacy groups. And I know you're going to say, well, so what? I mean, that happens all the time. No. The helpful lesson is, and this is going to be honest, many of us that are longtime Austinites, almost all of us that are longtime Austinites, 5 or 6, whatever the number is, we thought this would run you off. Yeah, if you want a conspiracy theory, go ahead and use it. We really thought, we weren't going to change. We weren't going to have more roads. We weren't going to make it like a big city. We weren't going to be like Dallas or Houston or any other major city. We weren't going to make it possible to get around, so you'd get out of here and leave. You wouldn't come in the first place. It didn't work at all. It didn't work at all. But you just need to know we are 30 years behind almost intentionally. So of the 98% of the Austin population that has moved here in the past 5 years, it didn't take long for any of you to figure it out. This headline is exactly what you see most days if you get out of the house. No matter where you came from, you had to have noticed that Austin's roadway setup is a dysfunctional mess. It doesn't make any sense. You guys talk to anyone, they'll go, why don't you have more roads? And the answer is because we didn't want to. And you still stayed. Damn it. What are you doing here? You're supposed to leave, man. You messed up our plan. You messed it all up. So if you say Austin's infrastructure, you should say this. Man, Jeff, Austin's infrastructure is from 40 years ago. You're exactly right. Yep. In fact, almost to the year. The city, here we are, a city of more than 1 million people, the fastest growing region in the country with a road system from the 70s, and it was on purpose. The city is built, right? What you see now, this headline about I-35, this expansion of I-35 is, 30 years late, right? I mean, this has been a problem for a long time. But it's not going to happen because we keep saying no, don't do it. It's built, the city is built for what, 350,000, 400,000, something like that, not 2 million, because to many of us, we wanted a city of 350,000, not 2 million. We elected a government that would keep it like it's 350 or 400,000 and not 2 million. You see, you're from Dallas and Chicago and D.C. We're from Austin, and we're just going to keep it like it's 1978. And we did. And it's happening again. They're getting pushback now, 40 years, I don't know, whatever the number is, 30 years later on I-35. So all the people that made sure the city's infrastructure would suck, it does, and is stuck in the 70s, well, they're all gone. So, except for a couple of us. I'm just trying to answer for a few of us that are here. Like, yeah, you didn't know this. You didn't notice, but we left it like this on purpose. And why don't you leave? Like, why aren't you more frustrated and leave? I know traffic sucks where you came from, but you have highways. We don't. And we did it on purpose to you. And you still stay. It's weird. So, yeah, we did it on purpose. It's messed up. When you say it's messed up, Jeff, it doesn't make any sense. And now when somebody's trying to just expand a parking lot on I-35, you guys are fighting about that. That's exactly right. You see, historically, it works like this. Not in my neighborhood. Nope. No. City goes, okay, no. That's it. We did it because we wouldn't nor couldn't acknowledge the city would look like it does now. We wouldn't nor couldn't acknowledge that it would be 2 million people. And we did that always by saying no, particularly if you get anything near Central Austin. I remember an argument when I used to sit down in the hall before I used to sit down in the hall. And I remember one time, even I had to admit, as a kid from West Austin, because everything's untouchable in West Austin. That's another thing you need to know. In West Austin, you're not going to change anything. You're not going to have a bigger road. No way, no how. You're not building anything near me. Go away. And the city would say, you're right. Go away. There was this idea of this other level of MOPAC or something. That was it. It was just a small little stretch. And traffic used to be even worse than it is now just because the pandemic changed the way we live. But it was even I, as one of these anarchist Austinites that wanted all of you to go away, even I thought, that's a pretty reasonable plan. Didn't happen. Fought back. People said no chance, no way. All right, forget it. So for about 35 years, you need to know every time something came up, like expanding I-35 or MOPAC or 360, we just said no. And the local government said, okay, never mind. So the city is built for 350,000 with 2 million. There you go. There's your answer. What's amazing, you probably never get this from anyone from Austin, you still stay. I guess the pandemic helped, maybe. So an expansion of a highway, the answer was no, not here. The expansion of a new roadway, no, not here. Widening a highway, widening anything, no new roads, nope, not in my neighborhood. It was the answer every single time for 40 years. So there you have it. It's a big city in 2023 that's built like it's 1978, and it's been intentional all these years.